Okay, testing. Everything should be syncing up. Gotta warm up the vocal cords, you know. Me. Okay.
What?
I believe the pull-up has the potential to be the greatest exercise for your back development and also your upper body strength. Fuck! I cut it all off! I believe the pull-up has the potential to be the best exercise for your back development and also overall upper body strength. However, I still believe that some of you may be doing the pull-up incorrectly still. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing 5 possible ways you may be sabotaging your gains with the pull-up. Let's hop into the video. Okay, boys. Shit. Hold up. Okay. Are you doing your reps like this man right here? This CrossFitter. Now, I have nothing against CrossFitters except for their pull-up technique. Now, I have a CrossFitter friend, Dylan. He does CrossFit, but he does not do pull-ups like this. So for the first one, make sure you aren't doing half reps or these bullshit butterfly pull-ups. Do pull-ups properly. Go all the way up with your chin. Don't do these ones with your neck, alright? They don't count, and make sure you come all the way down as well. We want full range of motion, and we want to actually use the lats, not some swinging bullshit. That's the first one. I really hope you guys aren't doing this. It's a simple one though. So, it's still hilarious to me. Yeah, just don't do your pull-ups like this, please. Okay, so for the next one, a lot of beginners struggle with this one as well. It's improper scapular position. When doing a pull-up, ideally, you want to retract your scapula, meaning you want to pull your shoulder blades together with each other. See, the thing about improper scapular positioning is if it's in the wrong position, if it's not retracted, you're not going to be using the muscles you want to work. You won't be using the lats. You want to pull your shoulder blades in and then start pulling up down with your lats. It's lats first and then your arms follow. So guys, when you do your pull-ups, just make sure your scaps are retracted. You got to be super conscious of this. Sometimes when I'm using a decent amount of weight when I do my pull-ups, I forget about this. And with this one, it's a mindset thing. You have to be conscious of it. If you're not conscious of it, everything will falter, your scaps will start to protract, and you won't really be targeting the lats. So be mindful of it. Each time you do a rep, each time you jump on the pull-up bar, retract your scaps and use your lats to actually pull up. Okay, that's easy one. Now the third one is improper weight distribution on your weight belt. When you're doing pull-ups, if you're using a vest, this doesn't really apply. But if you're using a belt and you're distributing your weight unevenly on the belt, there's going to be a problem. For one, there's going to be muscle imbalance, and also you're going to risk having a difference in your scapular positioning, right? You're going to have elevated scapula. So for example, let's say you're using 45 kilos. You're using 20, 20, and 5, and you're putting it in that order on the belt. What you want to do is actually go 20, 5, and then 20. That is equal weight distribution. It's going to be going everywhere when you are doing the pull-up. But if you go 20, 20, and 5, you're going to have about 60% of that weight going on your left side, and then the rest of the weight going on this side. So when you pull up, this arm has to work harder, where this arm isn't working as hard. So the end result would be you pulling up, you're still going to get there to the end of the bar, but what's happening is this side is going to reach first, then this side. That's not what we want, and it's going to be bad. Now with this one, if you don't have the option to actually equally distribute everything, I guess you can't really do much about it. But if you do have the option to move the weights around to make it as even as possible, definitely do it. Especially when you're doing like weighted dips, so you're going for 1 RMs, right? Like for a dip, for example, you don't want one part of you coming up first and then the other side. So yeah, really think about this one. Be mindful, guys. For the next one, let's talk about your elbows. Where exactly are you positioning your elbows, right? Is it more of like in here? Is it out here? Like where are you positioning your elbows? This is a very important one. Now this goes back to the other error, which is the improper positioning of your scapula. If you're positioning your hands, let's say ordinarily you jump on the bar and you're like this. But then you start caving in with your elbows inside like that, and then you start doing pull-ups. For one, your scapula isn't going to be retracted anymore, and you're not doing the pull-up correctly. With a chin-up, it's different. No matter how close you bring your elbows into the bar or to your body and you do a chin-up, it's actually going to be a lot better for you. But if you do a pull-up, you're trying to do a normal pull-up, right? You're not doing close, you're just trying to do a normal. The wider your hands are, first of all, it's going to be easier for you to retract the scapula. The closer you are, the more difficult it's going to be. That's why when people do close pull-ups, wide pull-ups, and normal pull-ups, we're trying to work different muscles. People say that when you do close, you're working more of your arms. When you go wider, you're working more of your back. Now, I do agree on the side when people say the wider you go, the more lats you work. Which is true, because the wider you go, the easier it is to retract your scaps. If you jump on a bar right now, go close, and then try to retract, you can still do it, but it's a lot more difficult, right? So for your elbows, the next time you do pull-ups, Try to keep them out. Don't force them inside. Keep them outside. Your body should be trying to make like a little W, right? Not this backwards little W. Next one I want to talk about is your thumb positioning. Are you putting your thumb over the bar or are you putting it under the bar? Overall, when you put your thumb under the bar, it's going to be easier for you to pull up. You're recruiting more hand muscles. You're going to be able to do more reps. If you're putting it over, the opposite is true. This all depends on what kind of bar you have access to. If you're working with a thin bar, always put your thumb under. If you're working with a thick bar, where if you were to put your thumb under, your whole hand wouldn't really wrap around and touch, then yes, use your thumb, put it over, and then do pull-ups. And the next one that goes into this one is also where you are positioning the bar in your hands, right? A lot of people position a bar like this, just on their fingertips. You're not going to be able to do many reps like that. You want to position the bar right in the middle of your palm and then grasp the bar. It's going to create all these little calluses that you guys love, but you're going to be able to do more reps, build more back. So put your thumb under the bar if you have a thin bar, but if it's a thick bar, put your thumb over. Now that we have all the techniques out of the way, let's talk a bit about your overall training. Once pull-ups start getting relatively easy for you, that's when you have to start making those pull-ups difficult again. Right? It's weird. You're in this constant cycle of making your training difficult, because once your training gets easy, you have an obligation to make it difficult and also provide a continuous stimulus for growth. If there is no continuous progressive overload, you're not going to grow, you're not going to get stronger. So what can you do? You need to do other exercises instead of pull-ups. And what I mean by this is just different variations. Once normal pull-ups get easy, try neutral. Once those become easy, try horizontal pulling, right? Front lever, L-sit pull-ups. This has become one of my favorite exercises, and it's still one of the most difficult exercises you can do. I struggle to get over 10 reps in one set. So expand your arsenal of exercises. If not that, try to incorporate more weighted training into your regimen. That's going to increase the load, increase the intensity, just by you not really doing anything, right? You're just increasing the plates, that's it. So the whole concept of this tip is that a lot of people get content, a lot of people get satisfied with their training, and they're not yearning, they're not hungry for more growth. Pull-ups are easy for you. If your goal was to get to 20 reps, now what? What's the next goal? You have to continually push yourself. If you want your back to look like Yujiro Hanma, right, his demon back, how are you going to do that if your training is easy? So you have to find a way to make it difficult. That's the whole purpose of training in general, to constantly push ourselves, to test our strength. So next time you go into training and next time you program a workout for yourself, make sure it's difficult. Make sure you're pushing yourself. If you're not making an ugly face, you're not going to be working, you're not going to be gaining anything. And that's the last possible thing. Pull-ups may be killing your gains if it's too easy. That's with everything in life, man. Once stuff becomes easy and you don't have the strength, you don't have the courage to make it difficult for yourself, you're not going to grow. So hopefully you guys found value in this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, like the video if you found value in it, and yeah, see you guys in the next one. Peace out.